We ready to get started.
Baseline.
Let's go. Yep. Come on. Yep. Bop. Bop.
What?
Go ahead, E.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
What? It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
Yeah. It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
What? It's the Porch Podcast.
Yes, sir.
What?
It's the Porch Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Porch Podcast.
I got time. It's the Porch Podcast. I'ma do a rhyme.
Oh,
It's the
shit.
Porch Podcast.
Let's go.
Freestyle off the top. Here I go again.
Come on.
Influential here. I'm always out to win.
Right.
Like my chinny chin chin.
Right.
I'ma grow like the tortoise in the hair. I'm quick with it. Influential with he's sick with it.
Yeah.
Pop to the click with
Right.
it. Real remix with
Right.
it. You know this
Hey,
is the what?
'cause
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on. Come on.
It's the Porch Podcast. Hold
Yes,
up.
sir.
Listen, let me talk to him.
Do it.
Listen. I know my work.
Right.
E is the man to make you go berserk.
Right.
Some say you a jerk, Shut up and just twerk. Nah, I'ma stop playing with it, Rock with it, We gonna do it to the death.
Yeah.
Episode 19, respect. I
Yeah.
said 18. Is it 19?
19.
19 is the pipe dream.
Right.
Hit him with the speed. Yeah.
A little bit
I
of
got
that.
what you need. It's the Porch.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yeah.
Find out what it means to eat. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care, we on the porch E.
Hey, it's the Porch Podcast. It's the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother.
The original. Yeah.
Yeah, I took the whole beat right there.
I like it.
I was playing around.
Like
You know what it was?
What?
I ain't have enough sip.
Okay. I'm quite sure you'll make
I
the
ain't have
proper
enough
adjustment.
sip. I ain't have enough
I know
sip.
you'll make the proper adjustment.
Yeah,
Well,
always do.
Episode 19, y'all. Episode 19.
Right.
19. And the title, Respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Shout out to the Queen, Aretha Franklin. Aretha's still alive, right?
No, E. E.
It's not funny.
No, it's not
funny, but
I'm
when
looking
did she
at
pass? I can't
Okay,
remember, man.
okay,
I couldn't
okay.
remember, man.
No.
She died.
We're going to pay homage to the queen, man. And we're going to stick to the script of the word respect.
I mean, you cannot say respect and not think about Aretha Franklin.
No,
I think.
absolutely.
I mean, it's no disrespect. I swear it's no disrespect.
No disrespect, right.
Being a lover of music. I just couldn't remember if she passed.
Yeah, no, you human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know you definitely wasn't answering that question without really, being genuine about it.
Right.
But nah, respect, man. Respect. Episode 19, respect. We respect the fact that y'all still rocking with us.
And it's episode 19. Talk about it.
Absolutely. And we just trying to continue the trend. I won't break down the definition or anything like that because I think at this point, everybody should at least know what respect is. Even if you turn around and you become disrespectful, you had to know what respect was in the first place to know that you was going against it.
Right.
So, with that being said, E,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to ask you how high it ranks for you in terms of, being how can I say, cool with a person
Right.
or whatever the case may be like that. But respect is obviously a major, right?
Right.
And I think the older that we get,
Right.
the less tolerable we are for any disrespect.
Yeah, that's definitely agreeable, yes.
So let me ask you this. In all of your experiences, and we talking about, just dealing with family, friends, business, work, all of these things, how have you evolved in terms of your acceptance of people who try to challenge the respect?
Great question. Sort of like how what you was discussing in last week's episode,
Absolutely.
social distance, how you were growing.
Correct. Okay. Absolutely.
with it. But you know what's crazy? Me being evolved has been a little bit more. It's kind of been the opposite of you.
Okay.
I haven't been disrespectful. However, as you know, I've always been the nice guy.
Right.
They always looked at me as the nice guy.
Correct. You're a nice guy.
Yeah, but what I had to do was I had to become more vocal. I have grown to demand respect more. See, when you if you don't demand respect in certain aspects, people will try to walk over you all the time.
Absolutely.
Some subliminally do it,
Mm-hmm.
and some just he ain't gonna say nothing anyway. I'm man enough to say that in certain aspects of my life, meaning work and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because
right.
because I'm very vocal. And I have became that of within the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that sometimes it has not say hold me back,
Mm-hmm.
but because of me asking for it, it has pushed me out of certain areas to say, well, we don't want him here.
Right. I got you.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, let's just be honest, and this is most of the time any job.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs are created for us to follow a program,
Correct.
and nothing wrong with following the program. I think the key factor to the program is respecting the people that's following the program.
Right.
You're gonna have people that try to, think outside the box, go outside the circle, bend the rules a little bit, maybe bend them, don't break them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
But those people are the people that may come to look, try to get by, looking to get by at times. Not necessarily bend them. I think the ones that bend them do what it takes to get the job done. I think the ones who just break them are looking for ways to try to get by. Let me rephrase that.
Gotcha.
However, in my time and growth, I've learned to just be more vocal about demanding it. Instead of going into grave detail, I just think I needed to be more vocal because I don't think people realize that I was feeling disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to tell them.
Yeah.
That's just pretty much where I'm going with it.
Yeah. Sometimes all right, so we live in a time where I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt and say that there's enough challenges in life for you to know when you're being disrespected on any level.
Right.
Right. And I say that because of the fact that when you look at some of the things that people do,
Yeah.
and there is no rhyme or reason behind it,
Right.
then to me, I start to come up, unless you can explain it differently, and maybe I'm missing some key points and, parts and elements of it, that your only objective is to disrespect me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, if that's not the case, because I know that I haven't experienced everything in life, I haven't seen everything, I don't know every perspective, but I know when people are testing things.
Right.
And whether or not, you call a person on it, sometimes it's the difference between you being, because you know how they say a closed mouth don't get fed.
Absolutely.
It's the difference between being in a situation where a person gives you what they want you to have,
Right.
versus what you deserve to have. Mm-hmm. And so, a lot of times, man, what I do is, the toughest part about me is, like you, when we speak,
Right.
it's always from a place where I don't want you to be able to say to me later on, well, you didn't say anything.
And that's honestly, that's just the way we were taught.
Right.
And I think sometimes when we speak, not to cut your wisdom.
No,
but
go ahead, brother.
But when we speak,
Absolutely.
I think because we hit a nerve sometimes, or we might be spot on,
Yeah.
of what a person is feeling.
Yeah.
They take it as a sign of disrespect because you've picked them off, like
Right.
you got them, like
Right.
like fam, you only doing this because I don't agree with what you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm just trying to tell you
Yeah.
that this ain't gonna work.
Nah.
You do it this way.
At
You know
least
what I
not
mean?
gonna work with me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Bro, I have conversations, debates, whatever you want to call them, arguments or whatever. The one thing that's different about me is I don't stay there.
Me neither.
You know what I mean? And
I'm past it once it's over. I'm
right.
done.
I think some people kind of look at that situation where, well, that's an issue for me because once I get in my feelings, I'm in them, and I have to respect that. But in the same token, you got to understand that I'm going to say the things that I need to say because I'm not going to hold it back.
But that goes into the statement that a lot of people has heard. This is business. It's never personal. So when I look at it in the work world, and I take it there.
Yeah.
And somebody now is in the way you just said, how they feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has become personal to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once something becomes personal to people, it's a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you just be like, listen. But I understand that though. I had to realize, like I just recently, I sat back and I brainstormed and I said, how does people make business personal? Right? How do they get so personal with it? Like, how can I not get it? But I realized something. A lot of people are in business or go to work for what? Personal gain.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So if because it's personal gain, it's like, oh, this is why they get it personal.
Absolutely.
And then I realized something. Well, damn, E, you've been playing the game the wrong way.
Well,
you can make it to be personal gain for yourself, but you ain't got to wear your emotions on your sleeve to do it.
Right. Nah, I see what you're saying.
So you out business them. But you ever seen somewhere and be anywhere, and I'm not just talking about work, I'm just talking about anything.
Yeah.
When you see a person, a lot of times when things get personal with them, they start to disrespect you.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to respect you the same, but I'm going to out-hustle you at the same time.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Once it becomes personal to me. And some people don't know how to separate that.
No, they don't. They don't. People have the biggest thing with most people when it comes to the business side from what I've seen is people have a vision of where they want to be.
Right.
And then they also, honestly, they look at who is impeding on that development, right?
Absolutely. Right.
So sometimes you got people, you could be in a whole different realm or something, right? You can be in one department, and the person can be in another department, and you thriving in that department. They hear about your success and your greatness and what you're doing so much that they turn around and develop this animosity against you. And then all of a sudden you look up and you guys barely ever intertwine with one another. But when they do, they challenge you, from a different perspective. Like, it's a difference. It's not even so much like challenging a person's, like in our case, because we both men, a person's manhood, or I'm going to poke my chest out when he's around. It's subtle things at first.
Right.
Because, like, it's just like anything else. I say, people play with a dog to see how close they can get to it, to know whether or not that dog going to bite immediately,
right,
or let them get comfortable enough to attack. Right. Mm-hmm. So in the sense of that, like, when you look at, I thought Petey was going to come crashing through, like, it's someone, do you need me, Rover? Nah, but, you know what I'm saying? He thought he was going to bust through this. He come through, man. He can feel it in his chest with a dog in the rest. You know what I mean? But no, the point in that situation, like they bait you, they try you, they do different things, right? The thing about it is I am in the midst of a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And you ask me to be honest. You don't never have to ask me to be honest because I'm never going to lie to you.
Right.
Some people be like, yo, keep it real with me. Like, I don't keep it fake with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't need to try to develop how to keep it real with you.
Right.
Now, if what I'm getting ready to say to you or you saying keep it real with me is your way of trying to navigate my response,
right,
so it don't piss you off, then you having a conversation with the wrong person.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I turn around and I say something, let's just say in my relationship to my wife,
yeah,
I can have the conversation with her and I can say, hey, no offense. The minute I say no offense,
I'm getting ready to offend you.
The person who I'm saying to, in her case, is going to be offended.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's no offense intended or not.
Yeah.
I had to learn the situation of dealing with respect. Yeah. What I had to learn at the end of the day is I had to respect the fact that everybody didn't respond to disagreements the same way.
Right.
It was tough for me because at first, like with me, like I had an issue with if me and you don't agree with one another, that it may take you 2 to 3 days to come back down from that situation to where you want to interact, you want to talk, speak, or whatever. For me, because we grew up in a household where if we didn't agree on something, we just didn't agree at that moment, but it didn't stay there.
Nah, it never stayed, man.
Because it was never intended to disrespect. You just asked me a question. I gave you my honest opinion. How is that like even a question? Like,
but I still go through that to this day with a lot of situations.
Yeah.
I just be like, this and this and that, and then a person get mad, and I be like, no, I'm really just asking you a question.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to offend you. Like, if I'm coming at you, you will know. Mm-hmm. Because my energy is going to be different. You can read my energy, but if I'm just talking to you and I'm like, yeah, so why did you really mess with him then? I might say something like that.
Yeah. And
then and the girl be like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't know he was going to be that way and this and that. And I'm like, whoa. I'm not trying. I feel like you coming at me. You trying to play my shit. No. Yeah. I'm asking you because now that you're telling me that you went through certain things, why did you continue?
And in the midst of that, they let out the real feelings anyway. They be like, because you was out there in the world, you be like,
oh shit.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, this had nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. But now I know how you feel.
Yeah.
See, my thing is if you eliminate the whole situation, think about it, E. Like, how many times, like, honestly speaking, right?
Yeah.
How many times you had a conversation with a person and I guess they let some real feeling shit slip out?
All the time.
Right? And you be like, you don't even check it right then.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of just like let the shit come in your mind. You be like, oh shit, okay, I heard him say that.
Right.
But you don't check the moment. But there's a side of you that's like, okay, they can't get that back. Like a stenographer. Right. Mm-hmm. Like when you in court and they be turning around, they be like, I object. And they be like, strike that last statement from the, that last statement from the record.
Right.
You a juror, you like, bitch, I still heard it.
Right.
Like, you can't wipe that shit from my mind. The point in that situation is if you take what I say that is real to be disrespect, then I never had I didn't have a chance in that.
Right.
I didn't have a chance in it. Now, if you find it disrespectful because of the fact that I question whatever your intent is or your motive is,
right,
then we got a bigger issue than the actual situation that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because you really feel like you can ask me whatever in whatever form, however you want to say it from a nasty perspective or whatever, and I'm just supposed to just accept that shit like it's nothing. It don't work like that. And that's why, for me, what I had to work on internally myself was I was an energy matcher. But then I always wanted to go a little bit bigger than the person, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is on all levels, right? On all levels. Think about this. If you respect me at 9, I want to respect you at 10.
Right.
But if you disrespect me at 5, I want to disrespect you at 9.
Absolutely.
That's something I had to work on.
Right.
Because I was giving that person entirely too much control over my responses.
Well, let me ask you this. Can you remember?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah.
You remember, then you're a member of something. But can I remembering something is okay. All right, go ahead.
You finished?
Love y'all, man.
Yeah, you finished?
Am I finished? You messed the shit up, man. Go ahead. All right, I'm done.
Can you remember the time you felt the most disrespected ever?
Nah. Because, like I said, I don't hold on to it. I don't hold on to it, man. Nah, because like I said, in terms of the growth and development of everything, like, bro, me and you really don't hold on to nothing. We don't. Like, you saying disrespected. Fam, like, disrespected at a high level, like you asking me?
Yeah.
We fought. Whoever the thing was, like, it's not about no tough shit, but like when you get to a certain, we had to have fought. Like and then after we fought, we might have fought again. I don't know. But so I don't recall it. I don't recall.
Right,
I don't hold.
Me neither. I just wanted to see.
Nah, but that's a cool question. Like, because you just asking me from the perspective like, I honestly, do I harbor on it? I don't harbor on it, man.
Nah.
I don't harbor on it because at the end of the day, ain't no growth in it.
No, you can't. You definitely can't grow holding on to things. Period.
Yeah, ain't no growth
You
in
know
that.
what I mean?
Ain't no growth in it. Remember back in the day when we was kids, you know what I mean? Simple-minded shit. Like, say something else about my mom.
Yeah. Knock my mom off my shoulder.
Like, why your dad wasn't never disrespectful? Bitch, like, you say, your pop ain't shit. You be like, I don't know him nowhere.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to say. Because a lot of dudes just ain't know they dad. And they
Or you might get down with him. You right.
And they wouldn't say it to us because Dops was the neighborhood dad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit ain't apply to us, but even
It was
if they
corny.
did,
It was corny anyway to say something about a person's dad.
Yeah,
it was more like it's more disrespectful to talk about a person's
like
mother.
it don't even sound right now. Bitch be like, yeah, bitch your dad. So,
Yeah.
and it's not that you don't give a shit about your dad because you love him, but really, why is it that it don't feel as disrespectful that it's like, let me just say this, watch, let me just say it. Bitch your mom.
Wait, my mom what?
That's the next thing you say.
What you say?
Bitch, my mom what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready.
Yeah.
That's that knock the stick off your shoulder shit.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how, and it's great where we going now.
Yeah.
Even if you look at respect from this, right? I'm gonna tell you, this is how you know the world is
You good with that shit? You rubbing your nose?
it's
and
different.
doing
You know
all
what I
that?
mean?
God damn,
Want some
you-
attention? You
I mean,
want to get it?
you
Fuck
okay.
out of here!
You disrespecting the mic right now.
Yeah, touch the mic, man. so,
Yeah, like you gotta stop that bullshit, man.
literally, in terms of respect, right?
You good?
When people, I've even seen it, right? Like jokers go to jail. Jokers will turn around and have, and no disrespect to it, if you rehabilitated or you came home and shit is good, I salute you. Congratulations. I pray everything works out for you. But it's crazy because do you realize even in the penal system that jokers actually have what you in for, man? You armed robbery. Your shit cool, you all right.
Yeah.
What you in for, man? I was hustling, man. Moving bricks of that thing. Oh, shit. Okay, all right. They caught you. Damn. Mm-hmm. What you in for, yo? I was hanging out by a school. Boop, bop, boop, bop, bop. Bitch don't even know what you was doing, but you was too close to kids, right?
Yeah.
All that shit disrespectful to society.
Right.
But then in the penal system, they got a code of acceptance of certain shit.
Women and kids, man.
Don't mess with women and kids. See how vital
Yeah.
respect and disrespect is?
Yeah.
Like, it's something that people kind of like frivolously just throw out there.
Right. Now we got a house. Both our houses the same way. All women. We the only men in our house.
Right.
So if we was to, and this ain't gonna, if we was locked up. Mm-hmm. Somebody says something, man. Yeah, I seen this. This little girl before he even talked.
Yeah.
But bop.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the point that I'm making in this is that respect is high on everybody's list. You don't know the person where respect isn't high on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. The level of respect, right? That sometimes that people have expectations for.
Right.
Why is it, in your opinion, that they don't meet that same level of expectations with others?
Say it one more time. Like you said, the level.
Like I know you've encountered it
respect.
because we all have at some point or another.
Right.
People who have a high level of expectations, right?
Right.
But do not project that same level of expectations out into other people. Where is it in their minds? And you don't have to understand it. I mean, you don't have to, how can I say, have an opinion from the perspective of you thinking that way.
Right.
But just from your experience of dealing with people that way, how do you think that the person's mind works, E, where a person has a level 10 expectation of respect, but they only push out maybe at max a level 5.
I think they feel like they're above everybody.
And what's the term for a person like that? Me and you had a discussion about that before. Where
I'm not necessarily the term for that type of person, but I do think that person may be in the form of a narcissist.
there we go. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, narcissist, like they're control freaks.
So break that down. Right?
I do believe that the reason they feel that way because they want everything to go their way. Like it's like I remember when I was watching a lot of the shows where they were preaching and stuff. And I think Joyce Myers made the statement, I was so in control once I was out of control.
That's the lady with the red hair?
Yeah, sure, really.
Funny as hell.
Right.
Oh, pardon me. Right. Shit came out. That's disrespect shit. Sorry. Yeah. She funny, though.
Yeah. And what she meant was, when she said, yeah, he laughed hard, though. The moment she became out of control was when she let God take control.
There we go.
That's what she was basically going with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of times when people have this level of expectation for you to treat them, but they don't treat you the same, it's a form of a narcissistic way, and it's also a form of some of them just don't know. See, it's a saying now. You treat people the way you want to be treated.
But is that always the case?
In this case, you really think about it, it's not.
Right.
Because of the simple fact, you want them to treat you with respect to the highest power, but you're not treating them the same.
Ain't that something?
But the thing is,
wow.
Just like we are worst critics,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I was about to say critics. We are worst
I speak E, man. It was fine. Go ahead. Here we go.
Here we go now, everybody. Welcome back to the game show called Speaky. We've talked about this shit before, and now we're back again. Every now and then, this guy tends to fuck up words. If you can get it together by then, hit the I-10 button. Let's go.
Give me a little applause on that. Give me a little applause on that. Way to go, E. Good job, baby.
Back
Good
to
job.
Speaky E.
Yes, sir.
What it is most of these people, just like we are worst critics, we think we're the best person too. And it's good to be highly confident, but sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. Like, you got to listen. Like, it took me some time to understand that, and this is one I always look at. I'm a talker. Everybody knows it's the fact that we got a podcast. We're talkers.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We talk. I'm not a big texter. You text my phone, you may not hear from me for about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I prefer to have the conversation.
Just call me, man.
I prefer that.
However, I remember when I used to be talking to people and they would just want me to be an ear.
Okay.
And
I've done that with you sometimes.
Right. And I've started to give my advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that sometimes when I give my advice, they will later tell me that I was right. But at that moment, they just didn't want to hear that.
No, they didn't.
Right? So, like my man Dre, shout out to my man Dre. You know what I mean? Work at the job. He watch the show all the time, man. You know what I mean? So he,
shout out to Dre.
He told me one day, he said, so E, they just wanted you to be the receiver, but you was the transmitter and the receiver at the same time.
Oh, shit.
I said, damn, Dre. You know what I mean?
Right.
I said, but you know what? When a person kept telling me that, I had two different people tell me, when I talk to you, it seems like you overtalk me. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just saying, it's like, no, I just need you to listen.
Right. Okay.
So they're not asking for advice, and I'm thinking they're asking for advice. But I'm really just supposed to be listening.
Okay.
So I had to pray on that.
Okay.
And,
absolutely. That's what we do.
In the book of James, it says, be slow to speak and quick to listen. So I try to, I'm not saying I'm perfect with it, but I've tried. Nowadays, I've gotten to that point.
Yeah.
Where I just listen.
Sometimes when you have to do is make the effort.
Right. So I started listening, and then I'll wait for a person to say, well, what you think about this, or what you think about that.
Right.
And what helped me really learn that too, like you just made the statement, you've had that type of conversation with me,
Absolutely.
right?
I still haven't.
But we are so much alike when it comes to that.
Right.
That it's like I just gotta listen right now. You know, I just gotta listen to what P is saying. He don't really want me to elaborate right now. And when he's ready, he'll tell me.
Oh,
That's it.
sometimes, in E, I've said that whether it's related to the sports world, general conversation, or anything, the best ability is availability,
Right.
right? And when you're available, sometimes that is the opening and the beginning of any transformation, right? Whether it's an adjustment in any shape, form, or fashion. Like you just said, a lot of what takes place in people is they're battling with things.
Right.
And sometimes when you're in the midst of a battle, you don't always know how to be receptive.
Absolutely.
Because in the midst of a battle, you're thinking offense in most cases. You're not thinking from a defensive perspective.
Right.
You're mad, you're upset, there's emotions that's inside of you, there's different feelings. You feel like somebody has challenged you on a level where you feel as though that you have to kind of counteract that or return fire or be, an aggressive way with them. I'm going to show them. And sometimes it's just that simple. If you just listen to what you said, I'm going to show them.
Right.
Just take the way you say it as opposed to saying it from an aggressive perspective.
Right.
As opposed to saying, I'm going to show them.
Right.
Say it calmer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show them.
But I've learned that
a
lot of times in those type of situations, that's not really what. Again, I think I be me personally. I be misunderstood. When I'm doing that, just like we were saying before. Like even if you look at last week's episode, right? When me and you was talking, and I was like, so, did you say that to him? It seemed like I was provoking you, but what I was doing is like really asking the question.
It's hard though, E, because you're a magician, a DJ, a waterman, and some other, and probably 2-3 other things and shit I don't know about. But see what I'm saying? Like you had a sword, you was cutting shit up, you took my hacksaw Jim Duggan in the door. You was a wrestler.
But
you're a lot of things.
But what it is sometimes
you're a lot of things
that
though.
makes it difficult for you is you're a captain. Because see, when you had the captain hat on, you're a captain.
Yeah.
So when you're a captain, sometimes it's hard to hear advice from somebody else.
Yeah. And CAP is not only the first 3 letters in the word captain, it's also in Capricorn.
Yeah.
And my zodiac sign, we can be some aggressive people.
Yeah.
We have I ain't gonna do that. That's a whole episode of shit.
Yeah.
Called Zodiac.
Yeah, we gonna do Zodiac. It's coming soon.
That shit gonna be funny.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter, I get what you're saying, E. You right. There's times where I've had conversations with you, and I just need you to be an ear. And I had to learn.
Right.
When to create the opportunity to be to receive.
So now that we're there in this episode,
absolutely,
it's called respect.
Oh, that's right. Find out what it means to me.
We're gonna come to the mid show, this or that, and I'm a lead off with this one.
You go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. In the NBA, who's respected more, Jordan or LeBron?
In today's NBA?
Or just your opinion, period, because they didn't play at the same time.
Okay, all right. So I can't answer that just saying a name.
Right.
The reason why, and let me explain it. The reason why I can't say that is because where the game is today.
Right.
Everyone doesn't have access to the same doors.
Right.
No matter how many people think. There are certain doors that people may turn around and argue with me, and I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
There's certain doors that Mike can walk into that LeBron can't walk into. Okay.
Right.
But there's also certain doors that LeBron that kind of created.
Yeah.
That's of the now.
Right.
That LeBron gonna be able to get you access to that situation first.
Right.
So it's hard for me to answer that question other than answering it the way I just did.
Well, I like that answer. And I agree with that answer for the simple fact of this. If we're talking about just the game, a lot of people may say Jordan.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the person outside the game, like you said, I don't know if Mike ever had the direct phone number to any president. Like LeBron can call Obama.
See what I'm saying?
I don't know if Mike ever had that.
And he might. Obama being from Chicago might, obviously his history in Chicago.
Right.
He possibly can. But I think that, to go back what you said, there's a time difference.
Right.
And it depends
it's
on
evolvement.
what I'm calling. If I had a phone call I can make, depending on who I am and where I'm at. If I'm a young 18-year-old entrepreneur trying to find a way to invest things, right? I'm not saying that Mike isn't someone that's probably knowledgeable to some degree.
Yeah.
But I definitely would call LeBron at this point because he is excelling in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's still current. So his evolution, I'm still watching it develop in front of me.
Right.
I got one for you. Or this or that. Mine's may be a little silly, man. It's a little bit of a change of pace. Basic. Headphones or earbuds?
What I'm doing at the time.
Just in general.
It's going to sound crazy, people, but headphones.
It's kind of coming from a DJ, so
Yeah.
it's coming from a place.
Headphones. I use regular size headphones like this when I DJ, podcast, and work out. I only use earbuds when I'm on the phone.
Okay, what about when you flying? If you fly someplace.
I go to sleep. Because you know what? My earbuds don't seem loud enough to me sometimes.
Yeah, I go through that too.
Right.
I seen it. I went watch a couple YouTube videos how to fix that situation. It worked too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, pancakes or waffles.
Oh, I'm gonna go with that ain't easy. Where I'm at?
You had you had IHOP.
I get pancakes. I have waffles at Waffle House.
Oh, you want them plain?
Pecan waffles at Waffle House.
You want some shit on them. Okay, you got another one for me?
Yeah. Heron or crack? Hey, you notice I say blow. I said heron or crack.
And I gotta pick one? Well, both them bitches is a death sentence, depending on how you get involved with it. It don't matter because either way, if my snapback game ain't good, I'm done. So you pick that shit, whichever one you feel like buying.
None of them, bitch.
Yeah, don't be hitting me with no shit like that. Man.
Yeah.
Damn, yours is bad. I went from pancakes and waffles, you talking about heroin and crack. Hot Pockets of pizza rolls, Nick. I don't like all my shit food related. My shit too coming.
It's because you hungry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Hot Pocket.
Yeah, exactly, because they got different flavors. A little bit different. See, my shit a little different because with pizza rolls, I can, I only deal with the regular joint. Right. I ain't dealing with the pepperoni shit, no swine, no hog, no pork on the fork. Moving back into it, man. That was
season though, different season. I got something for you. Which season's better?
Let's go.
T-shirt or hoodie?
Ooh. If I'm in shape, T-shirt. If shit ain't going right, where my hoodie at? I mean, listen, I'm like this. I'm comfortable with whatever I wear.
Yeah. Because
I ain't going to get no shit that's going to, squeeze me so tight, bitch, I'm uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to work on me and you had a conversation before.
Yeah.
I kind of was still, the shit's kind of embarrassing, but this is the porch and this is where we live our truth on it. Mm-hmm. It took you to have a conversation with me to some degree and was like, yo, man, Pete, looking at them old pictures and shit, man, we used to wear shit about 2-3 sizes too damn big for us.
Yeah.
It's time to come on up. I ain't say buy little shit, but buy your size shit.
Yeah.
At least your own size. So I'm adjusting. I told you, man, I'm a working project.
Yeah.
Process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that was our little quick segment of this or that, y'all.
Yeah, it's gonna be another one before the show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some more
like
of
that.
it. But the whole disrespect thing, man, and the respect thing, like, is it different? Let me ask you this.
Right.
Is it different if you broke versus having money?
For some people.
Now why should that even be the case? Like,
It shouldn't. And I think the issue, that's what I was getting ready to say, because respect is earned.
Come on, man. Come on.
But so is money.
Make a great point.
So is money.
Make a great point.
So is money.
Make a great point.
So I think sometimes the reason why people respect people with money is
Right.
because if they've seen their process of the way they earned it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
However, when you don't, when you look up and you say, if I'm looking like a bum one day, I don't respect him. He just a dude walking down the street. He dusty. And I might have just came out of a skyscraper that's being reconstructed
Okay.
that I just bought for
Right.
$6.8 million.
Right.
You don't know that.
Right.
And you said, I remember back in the day when I was about 19.
Okay.
But when I was 18, was working at a sneaker store, you got me the job at the sneaker store.
About 19. That was earlier today when you was at the liquor store.
Yeah. Here he go with the bullshit. Here he go with the bullshit. Please tune in. Listen, I'm just a shameless plug. Tune into all the B-roll that we put on the Porch podcast page and also the Porch 30.
You get to see E
on
living in the
Instagram.
truth, baby.
Right. So what I was saying was, it was a young girl used to come down and buy sneakers and stuff, and she used to always come, is E here?
Mm-hmm.
She only wanted me to help.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't remember the girl name. Like I said, about 18 years, a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I started working at Waterworks.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm about to clip, shut somebody smooth off. Banging on the curb box to get it open. You know what I mean?
Do you want to?
You got to bang on the box to get the water off.
It's usually the way it works.
Yeah, right? So, yeah.
That's the facts.
Yeah, so, I said, yo, what's going on? I never could remember the name.
Right.
Oh, it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah. Like, dang, you don't work at the sneaker store no more? Nah. She's like, what happened? Sweetie, sneaker store wasn't giving nobody no goddamn money.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, baby.
Yeah.
So you felt like I lost?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit. Like, you don't realize that sneaker
No,
store.
I'm regretting any time I ever spoke to you in my life. Shit, I'm not going to get back.
Dang. And it was like, I ain't never deal with her, wasn't never talking to her like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, when I seen her make that statement, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you thought I was special.
You took an L.
Because I seen the Jordans before everybody else, and I had them before everybody else.
Yeah. Whew. Ain't that some scary
That's
shit?
why you thought that.
That's
However,
wow.
bitch, I could go to the store now off this job and buy the whole wall today. Not the whole wall, maybe 3-4 pair at the time. Because,
I know what you meant, though. I
but
was with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I was with you, yeah.
And you don't realize it.
Yeah.
Because of the way I'm in some Dickies. T-shirt on, got the dust on
Yeah.
because I'm,
Right. You ain't
Well,
looking like you
but
winning.
when we worked at the sneaker store,
Yeah, we were shining.
we always had because
Yeah.
it's called marketing. It's a gimmick. I can't sell you something if I ain't got it on.
Yeah.
I can't make you believe it works right if I ain't rocking it too.
Yeah.
If you ever go to Foot Locker, even though they got on them little referee shirts, I bet you they sneakers is dope because it don't
Yeah.
work.
Every time.
It don't work unless I sell it to you the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to make it marketable.
See, I ain't got to sell water because you need it.
Ain't that some shit?
You need it.
But the fact that you said that this woman thought that you took her out, damn, you ain't at the sneaker shit no more.
Like, tell you ain't getting it. And the sad thing about
Shorty,
it is,
shorty.
Yeah.
Okay, it was. Okay, this is what we gonna do, E. Let's
Yeah.
keep it a buck.
Right.
Everybody that I know and you know that works at the sneaker.
Everybody likes to hear the
Shit.
shit on W balls. W balls.
So
Yeah.
everybody got that job on a handshake deal.
All of us.
Like, I don't know if people ever knew that, right?
We never filled
we
out an
we so
application
grown now,
at
and
Center City,
and
man.
the shit's so far away. Like, you don't know the person who filled out an app to work for Center City.
Nope. I'll give you another.
Nobody.
This brings us to today's Porch story.
There we go.
So,
shit.
speaking of what you were saying,
That's right.
this is called respect. And we talked about how we worked at Center City. So, you know, you got me the job at the sneaker store because I was working at Red Lobster. I was a bus boy, 16 years old, bussing tables. You know what I mean? I wanted to look fly. You know
Smelling
what I mean?
like Cheddar Bay biscuits when the bitch picked you up.
and seafood. I stank. And you was like, your face was like, man, nah, I'm tired of this shit. You gonna get a job where I'm at. Walked in. Dub, my brother need a job, man. He got a job right now, man. I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired he got my car smelling like ass. You just literally came right at him like that.
Right.
Stinking at.
Right.
You made a joke out of my girl getting in the car like, what nasty
Yeah.
bitch?
Yo, that shit happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You
Right.
don't usually lie either.
Right.
But yeah, it is.
So he's like, when can you start? Tomorrow? Boom. You still in school though? Yeah, but I get out of this time. All right, we got something for you. That's how I got in. Worked there until I started dealing with that water. Now, before that though, this is the Porch story. McGirt, shout out to DJ Ron Ski. So let me get you a job downtown. Walk in there. That was my man. He need a job. Good brother. You know, I don't never ask you for this favor, this and this and that. Dub handed him an application. McGirt got this face like, ain't nobody in this bitch get a job with an application.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he handed him an application.
I mean,
Here's what's funny though.
yeah.
Here's what's funny.
What's that?
Next day I said, Dub, come on, man. When I tell you that's my man, that's my man. That's like my brother. He know that application shit ain't going nowhere. My bad, E. I thought you was throwing. You missed the alley oop. He thought I was throwing him an alley oops like somebody really was trying to
on
get
some
a job.
bobo dumb shit.
He
Right,
was like,
right.
boom. He tell him to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Started the next day.
Yeah.
Everybody got hired that way. From black all the way down,
No doubt.
right?
No doubt.
I even changed the generation. Because you remember I was there with all the poppies. And then when McGirt left and I pulled up one day, was like, Dub, cousin need a job. That's how Terrence got the job. Then he got feeder in. Then he got it was all off whoever it was. Because they respected
Absolutely.
us.
That's what it.
It started with black.
It was always. It was
Started- it was always a sign of respect.
Always a sign of respect.
Right.
Yeah, people turned around. And mind you, you're talking about a place that kept, according to Will, $1 million worth of merchandise
Right.
between the places or whatever.
Right.
And you hire people on the strength of the word of
Yeah.
those who there that just showed you the work.
Right.
Like, that's why I think for me, man, that as time goes on and we live and we grow, like your word should be really your bond.
Yeah.
Like it really should be like
That's what you should be respected
you should
of.
really be respect. Like you
Keeping
should
your
want for
word.
your brother as you want for yourself. It's not really a hard concept to digest. So that when I'm trying to elevate myself, it's not because I want to smash you down or belittle you or press you down into the ground. It's because of the fact that I got a vision, I got a perspective, I got an angle that I want to reach. And you got to understand that if my situation is successful, whether it is or isn't,
Right.
the attempt needs to be respected.
Did you realize this before or after the cocaine?
Oh, who? Tony Montana? Bitch, you ain't talking about me because I ain't had nothing to do with it. Shit, there was a time I stopped drinking Coca-Cola soda, nigga. I didn't want to be associated with nothing with Coke, nothing. Shit, hot cocoa, cocaine, bitch.
You was in love with the cocoa.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
That song, that shit had me.
Yeah, you always turn into a drug lord with certain songs too, P. You know what I mean? I'm in love with the cocoa. Yeah.
Cheers, man.
You know what though?
What?
Bring me back around to this or that again. You know I gotta do a hip hop version.
Let's go.
Gotta do a hip hop version. All right.
Yeah, we gotta talk, man.
Yeah. Nah, I'm
Can't have them dead ass silent.
Nah, I'm
All right,
trying
you
to
ready?
think.
A Tribe Called Quest or Leaders of the New School?
Trial Called Quest. We had Trial Called Quest of Daylight last week though.
We did.
Yeah, we did Trial Called
All right,
Quest.
well then, don't be having no little quiet ass moments. You
Yeah.
got you making me kind of repeat shit. I don't like to do that.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
You got one for me?
Red Man or Method Man?
Oh shit. Okay. I'ma say Red. Here's why with me though. Superman lovers, man.
Shout out to DJ Oxygen. Ox played that. Ox played that at Goose's birthday party the other day.
Superman lover.
Yeah. And I'm gone. That was a
Something wrong with me. She.
yeah. And we feel like we singing it on beat, but we super in slow motion right now too. You know what I mean? I read a
So we gotta pick some heavyweights, man. We don't never do that. Why we stay away from the heavyweight guys? Cause all right, so you got to.
Because last week we did Big Daddy Kane and Rakim.
So you saying heavyweight in that sense? I mean heavy, cuz.
Nas and Jay-Z?
No, I mean, I'm talking like some Biggie shit and Chubb Rock. I mean literally heavy guys.
Oh shit. Big got them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we never do any R&B, man?
There we go.
Okay, can we say his name?
Tyrese or Genuine?
Oh shit. Okay.
I already know who you talking about.
I'm gonna say Tyrese though.
Yeah.
But
I like that.
I'm gonna say Tyrese.
Because G was actually getting more money on the tour, I heard. But that what was that last album he made? Black Rose, I think it was called. Tyrese.
Yeah.
That was an album.
Yeah.
That was an album.
Because remember he had a double joint where one of them he was rapping, he was Black Tie.
Yeah. Yeah, he was he was Black Tie, and they had the song with the
Listen, man, I'm a dare to be different on this shit. This ain't got to do with
R. Kelly's better than everybody, P.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we talking about respect.
Yeah. But we just
The
know
shit that came after his success with music, or maybe even during
we're talking about music.
That was a little that was disrespectful. But his ability, his craft, I have to respect that.
Yeah.
I don't respect his actions in terms of the other shit. But as an artist, you know what else I don't respect how people all of a sudden act like they didn't like his shit.
Oh, nah, they loved it.
Like, don't act like this, you know what I mean? Ignition and bump and grind.
I was singing Half on the Baby today.
Half on the Baby. You know. Yeah, it's some ill shit that happened. Disrespectful things that took place.
Okay, let's just say this.
But as an artist, like when he was writing that shit for You Knew What You Found Out.
That's what I'm saying.
You
if
liked
you
it.
take everything away that
Right.
R. Kelly's did, I'm
Right.
not saying wouldn't be no joints out there.
Right.
But it'd be a lot of shit missing. It'd be a lot of shit
Yeah,
missing.
you had kids. It'd be a lot of people missing.
Yeah.
Shit, you had half on the. You know what I mean?
Do you
Like,
know that I found out this fun fact the other day?
what?
Ready for the world. Let Boop-a-doom girl tonight.
Oh shit.
That shit was responsible for the majority of the teen pregnancies in '86. They said
Listen, man.
it's getting late.
Once again.
Why are you still here, girl? That's
Once
that
again,
shit,
they
man.
said that. They said that.
I want you to hold me.
Shit.
That's how I go.
They said that somebody jumped on R. Kelly in prison.
Yeah.
Right? Now we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this shit.
I wasn't talking about R. I'm talking about Ready for the World, but I'm listening to R. Listen to R. Yeah.
The craziest thing about it is that we can never find a way to legitimize
What he's
what he's did.
yeah.
But you can't make it un-okay that you enjoy this music.
Right.
That's-
You
that-
can, but here it is, and I'm glad you brung that up because just like respect is earned,
Yeah.
it can be taken away.
See that?
It
See
can
that?
be taken away. It can be taken away.
Ain't that some shit? Yeah,
And
man.
it's been taken away because like you can like something and then don't like it. And I think what it is because we fall in love with the people once we start to hear their music. You ever see a Jay-Z fan that no matter what Jay do, they're gonna always respect him?
Yeah.
But we've also heard accusations how Jay was grimy in business and grimy. He's a grimy person to certain people. They were
Right.
saying, and I always looked at it as that's why he had his first big single was "You Can't Knock the Hustle." No matter how grimy or you can't knock the hustle.
Right.
Like most people will tell you that in their first big singles, they're telling you who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now I said what? Representing is Illmatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't hard to tell that I excel then prevail on Mike's contact. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the fact why Destiny Jones, his daughter, has Lipmatic, the lip gloss. Still with the Matic.
Right.
And I just feel like we speak a lot of things into existence. So when they was breaking down R. Kelly's music, they was saying the same thing. However, just like you earn it, you can lose it. I love this music. I'm not going to act like I didn't. But I could see why people could say I don't like nothing from me, because that's just how we are.
Yeah.
Can you know what I mean? So, but what you're saying is very, very understandable and broad about what you're saying.
People flippity, man. People, and don't get me wrong.
Flippity flop, floppity flip.
You know what I'm saying? People flippity, man. Like, they didn't look for a reason not to like him until they knew the things that they didn't like about him. Yet they still can't. The average person right now, like they turn around and they'll stop playing this music on certain stations and stuff like that. They would turn around and say that, like, it's hard to find a person that say, I don't like R. Kelly's song. You a lie, because they got at least 2-3 videos of when you was dancing to this shit.
Yeah.
When you was stepping to the name of love and all of this other stuff, when you respected his art form.
Right.
But when he found out some of the shit that he was doing,
Right.
then all of a sudden he became someone that you couldn't tolerate.
Well, the only reason why, and I explained, I was just talking to Doe the other day, and I said the real reason why, because you know people always say, well, didn't Elvis do this and didn't this person do that? The only reason why people really, really stopped listening to R. Kelly because they created mute R. Kelly.
Yeah.
If they didn't, you would still have some people like, you're a weirdo, but this is my shit.
Yeah, but that's
You still have that now, but
that's why that's
all it
unofficial.
is.
That's why that shit is. But see, listen, like when you talk about man, you got people who didn't care for, you know, you never speak ill of the dead and stuff like that. But you have people that didn't care for Kobe, but they always respected him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't that Kobe was out there wilding, maybe doing some of the same shit that you saw or you heard about later with R. Kelly. You didn't respect him, you didn't like him because of how good he was.
Right.
Not because of how negative or bad he was. That's why I say the whole situation with respect is funny, because you didn't look for his comparison or his comparable until he became someone who wasn't what you thought he was.
Right. Because
that's crazy.
But because of the simple fact of, see, that's why it finally, you notice how they would say that he, you know, his accusations and everything that he was going through, and then he would turn around and he would always tend to beat the case. Right? Did you watch Survivor on Kelly, right?
Right.
So they was talking about how he beat the case. And it didn't register until a person understood that Because it wasn't like he wasn't getting accused of this and people was loving the music at the same time.
Yeah.
Once that mute R. Kelly situation hit and the radio station stopped playing him, so he's not getting his publishing checks like he used to. He's still going to get it from other songs that he wrote.
Right.
And you're not hearing him anymore. Same girl or Ignition. Once a person starts to be, their communication starts to lack, because that's the way he communicated through his music.
Correct.
Right? You forget about him. And if all you hear now is he was doing this, he was doing this, he was doing this, it creates a different perception in people's head. So that's why people could say, I hate him. Now don't get it wrong. I don't like nothing he did when it comes to these women. But I think it went as strong as it did because we stopped hearing him and his music.
Well, you stop hearing it.
And all you hear now is what he did.
Well, and I get what you're saying in terms of
That's
creating that narrative, but in the same sense, you had radio stations that had that ability to do it, but everybody who had R. Kelly albums and stuff like that, had every opportunity to still play that stuff the same way they did and everything else.
They still on all the streaming sites.
Right. So the point in that situation is here's the thing. You do not care for what he did as an individual.
Right.
But you respect his ability as an artist to make music.
Right.
What I'm saying, like you said, which was a great point, they can take respect away just as much as you require it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just as quickly as you require. The point of that matter is that, like I'm saying, if you respect a person's ability, right? Because nobody ever even
you're saying respect his craft. You ain't gotta respect him as a person.
Let's take it off of him as exactly.
Right.
But let's take it off of him as an example. When the question comes about, if you Michael Jordan and the joke would say, who the GOAT? Is it Mike or LeBron? Is it okay for Mike to turn around and feel disrespected?
It is.
Think about what you about to say now. It is in a sense that I've done things that this young man hasn't done.
Right.
I've accomplished things and I've done things at a level that he hasn't done them at.
Right.
He can turn around. If you think about what I'm saying with this situation and say, why shouldn't I feel disrespected that you're even asking that question? Right. And Wilt could tap him on the shoulder and say, or Mike or either Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and say, hey, Mike, how you know I can't feel the same way about you?
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference in terms of that respect.
I get what you're saying, but the difference. But again, you don't look at stuff on the surface level. I think sometimes you got to realize most people do.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. It's again always go back to perception, because in a comparison that you just used with Mike, somebody asked him before, "Do you think you're the greatest of all time?" I don't like to get into them conversations and think. He said that. LeBron said, "Bitch, I'm the GOAT." That's what he said, and people crucified him for being confident of himself. We all should be feeling like we the GOAT at everything that we do. However, again, when it's really media. You know what I mean? Like outlets and things of that nature, But to wrap this up, I just want y'all to continue to respect us and love us. Because that's all we want. We want y'all to continue to listen to the show.
Hey,
man.
we respect the fact of your time.
Because we respect y'all. And we love y'all.
Exactly. We respect the fact that you guys take the time every week to listen to us, whether it's, like you said, on any streaming sites where you get your podcast from, and whether it's on YouTube, wherever you're getting it from. We respect and appreciate more than anything else the time that you guys put into it. And we just thank you.
Yeah.
We just thank you for everything that you continue to do. And hey, man, fun episode.
Right.
I think that it was enlightening. Right. Like I said, man, understand, E, you said a mouthful when you said it. Just remember, when it comes to respect, as quickly as it can be given, it can be taken away.
Right. As quick as you earn it, you can be taken away.
All right.
So with that being said, this is the Porch Podcast. We love y'all. Next week, tune in to learn how to speak E more again.
Appreciate it, y'all.
All right.
Peace.